Hi, welcome back. In the previous video, we've made an ArcoLinux version just till everything was done at this page. So in that video, we'll have done a BIOS installation. We have a little swap. We went through 5, through 6, to 7. And what we need to do is make more videos of the missing 3 desktops we have. So there's an ISWM coming up on ArcoLinux. There is a Spectre WM coming up and a Ukui, because these are not yet there. So what I did, and what you can do as well, is make an ArcoLinux, because it's a lot of work typing all that thing in. But then, and everything is done. So like I said, just before we choose the desktop, meaning LightM is there, Xorg is there, just before that, we say stop the system, right? Stop the system. Right mouse click, clone. I've called it Ukui, and it's the same thing at this point. So with this base that I keep around, I can play around with all the desktops that's available on ArcoLinux. I can learn with this particular thing. And when we are 1 month away, let's say we're 1 month ahead, right? You go in there. The only thing you need to do is update that base ArcoLinux with a right control. This is Virtualbox, right control F3. Oops, that's not gonna work. Let's try it again. I need to be in the system, right? In here. Control F3, right control F3. Go inside the system, update the system, shut down the system. And you have, again, yeah, update doesn't work here, Eric. Sudo pacman -syyuu, for example. So you see another command, and it's all up to date. Then you say sudo shutdown now, please. So it's clean down, the shutdown is clean. And then you can say, in a month's time, let's make another clone and install XFCE, install Plasma, and so on, and play around with it. So that's a way to avoid all these typing of all these commands that we do in 5, 6, and 7. So we are at the phase that we choose the desktop. All right. Choose a desktop already, Eric. All right, that's what you're thinking. Arch, Wiki, Ukui. That's the first one. Desktop environment. True, 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 true. Ukui. Oh my God, right? Ukui does not seem to have a particular ArchWiki. If we type XFCE, we get ArchWiki for XFCE, and we know, okay, we should type in XFCE4. So install means sudo pacman -s, XFCE4, XFCE4 goodies, done. Ukui does not exist. But we did find something. There was something. Group details. Now, I already know by developing Ukui that this is not enough. We need more, so there are missing pieces here. But it's also a good start. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna install Ukui. So is it already open? No, that's this one, that one. Okay, so I need to power off, it says Eric. And then we go to full screen. There we go. So we are booting up LightM. It's enabled, so it's going to be graphical, but there's nothing behind, and this is how it looks. There's nothing behind, and this is the error when you get failed to start session. That can happen too if the qtile config is bad, if xmonad is not compiled, and stuff like that. So if anything that comes behind it is bad, you're always being thrown back to LightM. And of course people say, LightM is not working. No, LightM has been working for years, just fine. So it's the thing behind it, drivers from NVIDIA or something else, right? Assume that it's something else. So what you do then, you need to go inside the TTY in a VirtualBox. It means looking at your keyboard, right control, keeping it pressed, F3 or F2, any of these guys. And then you get your own personal TTY. sudo pacman -s ukui, and then you type tabs. So those are all the ukuis. With that you have to do it, and this is the group name. It's not in there. Group names are never in there. Enter. And we get all that in. 638 installed. And then it's entirely up to you to figure out what are the missing pieces. There is missing software in there. There is issues, Ukui things, right? Because Ukui is, you've seen maybe in a quick flash there, is Chinese product, right? So it's not really developed for ArcoLinux. You get a taste of it, but it's actually for Ubuntu, developed for them. And we can have a look and a feel of what Ukui can feel like. Do you like Ukui? Well, install Ubuntu Ukui, right? Because that's where it's coming from. That's the native place. And as always, you always have to live with the things that are missing in desktop environments. You just can't make them out of thin air. You need to, well, either you get frustrated and you move away, or you say, okay, it's okay, I can live with it, right? So, sudo reboot. Let's have a look. And then we have already created one video how to install an ArcoLinux Ukui. Didn't do anything, right? Just set sudo pacman -s ukui. And this is your look. Voila. So that's the thing, right? We as ArcoLinux B, as ArcoLinux in general, we are developers, and there are things missing. You see, these things do not work. They do work on ArcoLinux. But that's the fun, I guess, figuring out why do we get this. And finally we get something, right? But for me, here it ends. This is ArcoLinux. You figure out how everything is supposed to work in here. The icons are what they are. You can click here, letter, function, computer, and there's the error again, and the settings that do not work. All right, I'm out. This is ArcoLinux. Maybe we could end with that. Then we have a nice picture. Do I have a terminal or anything like it? Xterm. Wow. Sure, let's take Xterm and then sudo pacman. Oh, there we go again. Sudo pacman. You do need to set your keyboards in every desktop. It's not the etc resolve that's gonna do the trick. Sudo pacman -s neofetch, of course, is what I wanted to type. There you go. Neofetch, and we can do this as a nice screenshot. All right, have fun with ArcoLinux.